Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to our Master the Art of Safety Observation series, in which we are improving our skills in identifying, recording, and reporting professional safety observations at work site. These observations are basically the form of proactive monitoring intended to proactively identify any areas of improvement, gaps, or deviations from our adopted HSE standards that we have implemented so that we can promptly correct them to ensure the effectiveness of our HSE systems. These are also the part of daily routine work of our site HSE team, and generally we refer these observations as informal inspections. Let's go and see what safety observations our safety team have identified today, how they recorded and reported them. This observation is categorized as a high risk, labeled as unauthorized scaffold access, PPE non-compliance. Hazards include scaffold collapse, fall hazard, and unsafe behavior. Immediate causes include both unsafe act and unsafe conditions. So, what is the issue here? Our safety team observed that our carpentry and scaffolding teams were working together on a scaffold which was going under major maintenance, a complete modification of the above platform. Also, at the same time, the scaffolders were not complying with the color code of the helmets. They were supposed to use the orange helmets. Instead, they were using the blue helmet. And surprisingly, the scaffold was a green tag, which indicates that it is ready to use, which contradicts the actual status. Now, as per our established and implemented procedures, which are in alignment with the client's requirement, this maintenance work comes under the critical activities, and no such work can be conducted without appropriately tagging the scaffold red or yellow as required, and access must be restricted to the authorized only. So, this situation is creating the scaffold collapse hazard, a fall hazard, unsafe behavior, and a serious non-compliance. Location is area 1. Consequences: unauthorized access and incomplete and unstable scaffold may collapse, which may lead to the serious injuries, fatality, material loss, work disruption, and PPE non-compliance is creating confusion. At the same time, these issues are constituting serious non-compliance. Action taken: safety team removed the worker safely, reported the issue, notified the area in charge and scaffolding supervisor to enforce safe work procedures effectively. Ensure that any scaffold under maintenance is appropriately tagged red or yellow as required, and access is restricted to the authorized people only. Also enforce the PP protocols effectively. At the same time, a safety team removed the green tag and left the scaffold with the red tag, which is the holder, and called the safety stand down immediately for all the teams. They briefed them on the safety concerns, importance of following the safe system of work, safety aspects of the working at height and scaffolding, and importance of the complying with the PP protocol. At the same time, they briefed them on the consequences of unknown compliance. As immediate concerns were addressed on the spot, so status of this observation is closed. But team reported it as a near miss, so the root causes may be identified, and our systems can be improved to prevent future repeat. This observation is labeled as a trip hazard, same as the hazard here. Immediate cause is unsafe condition. What is the issue here? Our scaffolding team dismantled the scaffold and they stacked the material poles right between the path of other team working nearby, blocking and forcing them to cross or jump over it. As per our implemented procedures, we cannot expose our worker to any undue hazard or risk. This situation is creating serious trip hazard and non-compliance. Location is area 2. Consequences: a serious injury in case of trip or impact, puncture and cut wounds, especially the surrounding is full of metallic pole structures with sharp edges and ends. So, which may increase the severity of the injury. Also, it is the case of non-compliance. Action taken: a safety team halted the activity in the immediate vicinity. They reported the issue, notified the area supervisor to enforce safe work procedures effectively, remove the obstructions and clear the area before they resume the work. They responded positively and started to clear it, but the action is still going on. So the status of this observation is still open and safety team is following up. This observation is labeled as electric fire and environmental impact. Same are the hazards here. Immediate cause is unsafe condition. What is the issue here? Our safety team noticed that an unsecure operational electric generator was placed directly on the ground surface without any control measures to prevent or control the accidental environmental impact, maybe due to the leakage of lubricants. Also, there are no warning or hazard signs or barriers to prevent unauthorized access. Now, as per our established implemented procedure in alignment with the client's requirement, any such condition with potential to impact the environment must be actively controlled to prevent or control the environmental damage using the dip trace or burn valve. Also, any electrical appliance or equipment must be secured to prevent unauthorized access. Now, this situation is arising electric hazard, fire and explosion, environmental impact, and serious non-compliance. Location is area 1. Consequences: soil, groundwater contamination, electrocution, fire, implications of a non-compliance. Action taken: safety team reported the issue, notified the area electrical supervisor to enforce the safe work procedures effectively, in place control measures to prevent any accidental impact on the environment by using deep tray or burn wall. Also, stop the unauthorized access by displaying the warning signs or in place the barriers. Also, a team recommended the refresher training for the electrical team on electrical safety and environmental awareness. At the same time, loop the environmental people so their concerns are addressed effectively. Electric team responded very positively. They started to implement the control measures, but all the actions are in progress. So status of this observation is still open. This observation is positive observation, good practice labeled as effective dust suppression. Our safety team noticed that our site teams are effectively and continually implementing the dust suppression using water spray. Location is area 1. Positive impacts: first of all, environmental protection and a reduced risk of any health issues related to the dust. Then it demonstrates your commitment to the HSE. Recommendations: continue this practice and further expand it. Reward and recognition for the team involved in this good practice. So, to influence the motivational reinforcement. Now, beyond noting these observations, one should have a very good idea that these observations are very powerful tool in HSE management. Basically, these observations are our complete track record of past, present, and future performance history. These observations help us in identifying the root causes if we face any significant or persistent deviation or problem in our system. At the same time, these observations guide us toward the corrective actions if there are any minor changes, deviations in our system, so that to ensure that our systems are always consistent and sustainable. So, as a safety professional, it is very important for you to develop your skills in taking observation of the professional level. So, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.